Right. So welcome to the panel. I am going to lazy some stuff. I'll be taking questions and bring questions to the chat. And the first thing we're doing is just something any dog tags in the bed with Fluttershy and the Flutter. So for these, there we go. So the laser does multiple passes. The first one is just a very gentle pass to remove color from the titanium. And then we're doing the linet, which is the much darker, much more powerful one, and is actually doing some depth into the metal. Also gonna etch rarity for sure, and then probably a pony sunset shimmer, and then I'm gonna do a bottle opener, a lighter, a mug, and we'll see where it goes from there. Maybe a pocket. If it's a little quiet, I'll try to talk louder. I'm talking over both like the exhaust and the laser sounds. Also, so this is titanium, which is why it's so bright. It is the brightest metal when I etch. It's like pure sparkly white. Humor goes on the back. So doing a red light preview and then firing the laser. Ah, there we go. So this is all in real time. This is how long it takes for the little pieces like this. The mugs take like 12, 14 minutes to do. Titanium is really on. So Sunset Shimmer is next. Pony Sunset. Preview and fire. Well, I think I'm going to be etching a Luna mug because actually all the pieces that I'm etching right now are pieces that have been ordered. So it will be a Luna mug. actually have an epilogue CO2 as well. This is a fiber laser with a galvanometer head, unlike the epilogue, which is more of a gantry system. The anodizing process is fun. It is really involved though, because I actually do a cast with the laser over the metal first. Then it gets cleaned twice, a bath in a multi-edge solution, and then I anodize it using electricity. As for how long it takes, well, you'll see. This is all done in real time. So this laser, not much would happen if I tried to engrave an apple. This laser is actually really bad on anything that's not metal, organic materials. Like if I stick my hand in there, it's not going to do much. The CO2 laser will engrave an apple though, and would burn me pretty well, like it actually has before. I spent the entire day doing mugs. I think I did like 20 to 30 mugs today so far. A lot of mugs. Lasers are really such fun toys. I keep making random things in the laser just because I can. It's fun. Preview. Start firing. My favorite merch changes all the time. I keep making new stuff. I still have keychains, which I finally need to launch. Hopefully in a week or so, because I did the mugs and I don't want to do a bunch of stuff at once. You can definitely etch on an apple. I've etched apples before. I've etched a piece of chicken in the CO2 as well. I can spin a little bit. The sunset image here was actually drawn by Trish Forstner. She's over on Twitter. Definitely give her a follow. She does some amazing, amazing work. I like to think that it is, yeah. Sunset. And I'm actually using the laser a little bit out of focus right now. It's about half a millimeter to a millimeter up above the focus point. And the reason for that is that it gets the shinier metal in the cleaning lens. So, rarities next. Preview and firing laser. There's a lot of characters I still want to laser. They're fun. And that's about all I'm saying. One thought there, but I can do another dog tag if this particular character they'd like to see. I've etched Coloratur's cutie mark, but I've never actually etched a piece with Coloratur or something. Well, I think I'll be etching at least one Trixie and Glimmer piece, so that kind of counts. But it still fetch one character and then the other character, the way the laser works. So, any preferences for who should be etched from the dog tag next? Because I've got one more dog tag I can put a character on. Preview, it's good. Firing laser. I'm actually doing a Autumn Blaze bottle opener, and that's going to look really, really neat. So that's already coming up shortly. There's rarity, and like I said, because it's a little out of focus, it gets a lot shinier in the cleaning test. Actually, when we do some of the other stuff, you'll see the difference in the passes too, because there'll be a lot more variation there. That's the rainbow dad. Yes. Right. Preview. It's good. And firing laser. Also, there's not a lot of different like shadings done on the titanium, but I'll do a Luna Celestia lighter, and that'll have a bunch of different shades of it. Yeah, the preview looks fairly solid to me on a small piece like this. If I'm doing a preview on something large like a flask, it'll jump around a little bit still. I get the blend things custom made for me. I do the color anodizing on them myself. Now, this laser will use about as much electricity as an average PC. And yes, I do custom. Well, there's no fluid. It's a Zippo style lighter. Not a Zippo itself, but a Zippo style one. So there's actually no fluid inside at the moment anyway, but it's not under pressure either. So yeah, the other laser does use a little bit more electricity, but this one basically draws as much as an average desktop PC does. Yep, where's the cutie mark? preview looks good, and firing laser. Mostly working with titanium, I like that I can do the colors on it. I don't actually do a lot of solid colored titanium. I try to always do the rainbow effect, just because it's more interesting and can work really, really well with a lot of neat designs. Titanium is just a lot of fun. Stainless steel is another one that I really like working with also. So there's our bats. Really shiny again too. The worst part about working with laser is the program I have to use. It's really annoying. But anyway, let's do a bottle opener. Zoom right in this one. Yep. And let's see what the preview looks like. It's good. Firing laser. And yeah, when I get the titanium pieces, they're all a dull gray color. And then I do surface processing with the laser and the anodizing to get the rainbow effect on them. I will try to speak louder, but again, I'm speaking over an exhaust and everything else, so apologies for that. The Dyson does start out fully black. I first remove the paint and then I etch it. I get the blank tags custom manufactured for me. They're not a product that's on the market. I contract the factory to cut them for me out of solid titanium sheets. The laser is really good at doing tiny detail. Actually, my most intricate pieces are done out of sterling silver. I'm not going to etch them today, but I can show two of them basically. I'm using a laser to make the things. I do sometimes make mistakes. Those pieces just go into a pile. It's a really adorable Kirin. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very happy with this design. The art was done by Lindsay Sibos. He's also over on Twitter and does some amazing work. Right, and let's etch the verses. And again, went for a nice shiny tag. So let's get a preview and fire later. Yes, indeed. The exhaust will draw in a hair from time to time. The laser will etch straight through that, though. and I'm not reaching in to pull it out. So here's that. I do sell these objects. The keychains are 15. They're on my shop at mylittletoys.com or in the My Little Ties channel here in the vendor hall. The laser is actually etching into the metal, so the designs last pretty well there. There we go. So let's zoom out. Well, actually, let's zoom in. I'll show the detail that can be done with a laser on this silver piece right here. And let's see. Comparison's sake, here's a penny. And this is a piece that's been cut out of sterling silver by the laser as well. It's not very thick, but it's definitely possible to cut metal on this machine. I also have a super tiny Elements of Harmony book pendant. There we go. So let's do a lighter. Got to refocus the laser. Gonna etch a lighter. And firing laser. I have done challenge coins as well, yes. The rainbow colors on the titanium are just the nature of titanium anodizing. You can wear them off with sandpaper, basically, but it'll take a little bit of work. The laser designs are etched in deeper, and they will stay pretty well. The laser can be used with a lot of different sizes. So the lens I have on this laser allows me to do about 110 millimeter square space, or about 4.5 by 4.5 inches. I can change the lens and double my work area, or even triple it. I don't actually have a season one Luna template. I'd have to commission an artist to get a picture made for me, basically, for that. There we go. I'm always doing something new. Until a week ago, wasn't doing mugs at all. I've only been doing the titanium for a couple of months now, and I don't even know what I'll be doing next. And this is a Celestia and Luna lighter, so I'm gonna flip it over, and Celestia is going on the other side. You can definitely feel the etched image. You can kind of see the depth when I zoom in like this. It's not a lot, but if I do enough passes, it'll just eat through the metal entirely, so I don't want to do that. These are a steel-based lighter case, so the brown you see on there isn't the actual color. That's mostly metal dust, and when it's removed, it'll be a more sharper, cleaner black color. I can see if I can find a picture of what the laser actually looks like. The way the camera is set up, I can't actually take a picture of the device itself. Well, through a filter first. I don't just send metal dust outside, but yes, we are vaporizing the metal. That's what the sound that you hear. That's not the laser sound. That's the metal being vaporized sound. And preview light looks good. And firing laser. I actually have spike art now. I've made non-pony stuff too, just not a lot of it yet. I definitely do want to make other stuff as much as I really enjoy pony. The quarter is mine. I use two different laser engravers. This is a fiber laser at 30 watt with a galvanometer head, and my other laser is an Epilogue Mini 24, a CO2 laser at 40 watts. And that spike piece is my new keychain that will be on sale sometime soon. Yes, lasers are magic. And so you can also see all the different shading that's possible to do on the laser. I actually have a guide piece because I doing a bunch of things first, trying to find the settings, and then I etch a bunch of squares onto a piece, and I use that to figure out what shading I want where. Dice labels? I'm not sure of the question. Because I make multiple different styles of dice. They all start blank, and then some of them get numbers, and some of them don't. I do use special files. It's a vector illustration, but a very specific one done in a program called EasyCAD, and that's the one you see running here. Because that's what controls the laser and tells it what to do. A machine like this one runs about 7 to 10,000. You weaker ones you can get for as low as 3 to 4,000. CO2 epilogue lasers are fairly expensive though, so that one's a little pricier. They are not pre-filled because I'm not actually supposed to be shipping them full of anything whatsoever anyway, so you get the lighters empty. They basically work exactly the way that a Zippo lighter would, where you just get some lighter fluid and you pour it inside it. The different colors are caused by the combination of different settings on the laser. Actually, this is the guide file I have of the different shadings I can do on a lighter. And they're caused by differences in speed, hatch width, and power of the laser as well as the frequency. So I usually do a bunch of different test pieces, find the colors I like, and then make this sort of grid for myself so that I can later use. So next is actually going to be a mug, and they're done a little differently. With the help of the rotary here. So when I say focusing the laser, I'm basically turning a wheel at the top that raises the actual laser head up. There we go. On this laser with the current lens, 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches, I can change the lens and double that if I needed to. Forgot, have to remove the frame here or the handle will hit it. That would have been a mug ruined on live stream, and that'd be all. Right. So good. Firing laser. So the way I have it set up right now is that it etches 6 millimeters and then turns, etches the next 6 millimeters and turns again. The rotor is because the laser cannot etch on a curved surface for too far. Once it goes a little bit far enough out of focus, it just stops etching metal. And these mugs are stainless steel, but they've been plated with titanium and then rainbow anodized using a vapor anodizing process. Well, the white isn't actually etching, it's removing the color that's on the mug already. And then the black is an actual depth etch going through that into the actual surface of the metal. So if you run your finger along it, you can't feel the white areas, but you can feel all the other edge. It's just metal. It's no more dangerous than licking anything made out of stainless steel. I'm not sure how many things out of stainless steel I've licked, though, so I don't think I can answer that fully. But it's just etching the metal. It doesn't change the inherent qualities of stainless steel or of the titanium plating, except where we ring. I also wash every mug before I send it out, but yes, if you're buying anything you're going to drink from, wash it before you use it. I mostly wash the outside to remove any of the remaining metal dust on it. Oh wow, yes, I remember those lamps. I only did them for like 2 conventions, I think. It's something I've always wanted to get back to, but always got busy with doing other stuff. I never made more of them. They are dishwasher safe. I've ran a couple of them through the dishwasher before putting them up for sale. But they're stainless steel. It shouldn't have any effect on the metal whatsoever. It would start from the beginning. Actually, if power dropped when I'm doing it on a rotary, then I don't think I'd be able to resume the process. I'd have to scrap the motor because it wouldn't remember the position of the turn. While a flat piece that's on the laser bed, I'd be able to just go over it again. There's a little bit of dust. That's the hum you hear is the exhaust that pulls it away. I remember that interaction. Thank you for getting that. I'm glad you still have it too. I still have like two or three of them here. It's just something I never continued with. This laser is galvanometer controlled, actually. There's two high speed moving mirrors inside the laser head that bounce the light around on the surface. The other laser is the stepper motor, I believe, because that's a gantry style machine. But this one can go a lot faster. This one can do speeds of up to 3 meters a second for the beam. And yes, I do custom designs and custom pieces. Figuring out exactly which settings work on the rotary actually took a lot of work because when it turns between the passes, not every sort of setting works. The software is called EasyCAD, and it is a really horrible, horrible program to use. I usually do my designs in either Adobe Illustrator or Corel Draw, and then export everything piece by piece very slowly and bring it back into EasyCAD, where I do the setup, the layout, and set up the hatch build as well. Yes, that would definitely be a fun upgrade to do. It'd be fun to make the badge like that. And I've seen people play music with the lasers by playing around with the settings. It's something I've never really done, but it does make some nice sounds. I think EasyCAD is absolutely the worst program I've ever used. Unfortunately, it's the only thing I can use. I'm actually probably gonna have to get more blank mugs sometime soon because going through them at a faster rate than I anticipated here. And I ruined like 20 of them getting things set up initially anyway, too. You can also see that the moon is actually larger than it needs to be, and then the dark path goes over and covers it up because that gets me a much more seamless looking design. Yes. Also, this is a panel at a PonyCon, so I'm making ponies. Also, I like making ponies. I've also made a bunch of Star Trek stuff and a couple of other things too. I think I'm actually going to go over the cutie mark again because there's a line there that I think could have been better connected. So I'll just have it do that piece one more time to the other safe side. I've only done so once or twice. I'd like to do more of that, I think. And I've got about just 5 minutes left, so that should be just enough time to rerun the cutie marks. Let's do that. And preview light and firing laser. So the thing is with the rotary is that if I take the mug off, that's it. I can't fix anything about it anymore. So I've got to pay attention to the etching process and see if I need to do another pass or maybe tweak some settings and try something else. It's fun. Yes, this is a mug, not a lighter. Probably, but it'd be a little tricky, so I'd rather not. Not really. It depends on the settings exactly, so these are all fine. If I'm doing like the cleaning pass on the titanium and I do that too many times, then it will become matte and stop being shiny. So yeah, that's basically my panel. Hopefully this will finish before the time is up. but happy to answer any final questions if there are any. And yes, I spend a lot of my time just staring at the laser. It is nice. And looks like it fixed the problem, so we'll just let it finish running and that's it. I prefer doing a one-time payment, but and non-exclusive, so the artists still sell the art if they're using it in any pieces. But I will just laser it on stuff myself, and I have different agreements with every artist. I work with about 4 different artists at the moment. And the brownish color here is a fake color for the most part. The mugs will just become black and white. And that's it. So there we go. Now I can rotate it manually, but everything is done, and that is the mug. So perfect finish on time. We get it out of here. And they are very shiny, double-walled mugs. I've considered etching like a stamp on the bottom, but I've been way too busy doing that. If you remove enough metal, you'll remove the etching too, but since the etching is going into the metal, you'll severely damage the mug doing that. There we are. And there's some very, like, you can see where the lines were, but it's nice and seamless. So it's pretty good, and I've been very happy with that. And I think that's my end. Wait until they cut me off, but that's it. Thank you very much for showing up. I don't. I possibly should. I have different glasses for different lasers because I have 2 lasers and 2 separate glasses. Now, here's one of the mugs that got destroyed, so I tested etching cutie marks on it.